Gay is a radio where you are family. I'm Hendrik and I'm sitting here in the studio with Musi, and we've just come from a wonderful day at the theatre with Auntie Merle the musical, written and starring the most amazing and very funny Marc Lottering. So Musi, first of all, your general impressions.
Amazeballs.
Uh-huh.
Lots of fun, irreverent, just what I needed.
It was a good laugh, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think I've laughed that much in the theatre in a very long time.
No. Lottering and his cronies really just knew how to put the audience at ease. I mean, I've been apprehensive about my thoughts about this country's future. But after watching that, I remember why I love this country. I remember why South Africa is great. I mean, really, it's weird. I leave with a feeling of hope.
So let's talk about the storyline and what it's all about. So it's very contemporary. It's got a lot of references to things that are happening at the moment. Marrying Julius Malema and red overalls are hard to iron.
Yes.
And lots of those sort of references.
Yeah.
What did you think of the story in general? And what is the story in general?
Well, okay. The story follows Auntie Merle, played by Marc Lottering in drag. Fantastic caricature of a woman. Amazing. It kind of just follows the life of her daughter, who's supposed to wed a white man.
With the surname White.
Hier kom 'n ding. I think that was
Hier kom 'n ding.
And it also kind of other plots or subplots include her, spoiler alert, we should have said that at the beginning of this take, but her gay son, I think. The villains who are also inserted into the story. A lot of heartfelt moments. Very relatable, yeah.
Well, it was interesting for me because, I mean, it's very funny on the one hand, and then it has its kind of serious moments, which I thought you need because you can't just laugh the whole time.
Yes.
You've got to kind of juxtapose the reality of living in South Africa. And for me, that was such an interesting, it's a truly South African story.
Yes.
You cannot get more South African than what we saw this afternoon.
No, you really can't. And I mean, she is Cape Coloured, right? She really brought that entire community to life. I mean, we tend to have stereotypes about South African, demographics, but the play had so many layers upon layers, to the characters. I really liked the way they felt three-dimensional, even though it's a musical.
And even though she is a kind of a caricature,
Oh, wow.
it was still, it
Yes.
was an honest person that you could really believe there's such a person.
Yes. You were just saying that it was almost like the Medea for South Africa, but just times 10.
Much better.
Yeah,
than,
much
better than Tyler
yeah.
Perry ever could be. I mean, really, no. I mean, he could come and get some lessons on how to do proper drag. And,
I think let's not
honest.
create animosities live on air. but really, it was incredible. It was incredible.
And the performances, obviously, I mean, Mark was brilliant. It was really, his
Yes.
comedy timing is absolutely spot on.
Yes, I was actually saying to Hendrik during the interval that you can tell that Mark is very much a kind of person who gets joy from making people laugh, by bringing others joy. His timing is so naturalistic. It doesn't feel put upon. You don't see him thinking about the jokes. It's literally organic. It's it's an even exchange.
So Auntie Merle has a neighbor called Soraya.
Yes.
You thought what of the performance there?
She was absolutely delicious. I loved her. She was shady. She was, she was that all-knowing Tani, next door who gives you side eyes, and she was great. I
How was
loved
that
her.
scene on the bench where they're sitting waiting? They're done the shopping
my
at
goodness.
at what is that mall next to the N1?
I thought you knew the name.
Oh, it
I
was
couldn't
hysterical.
remember.
They're sitting waiting for the husband to come pick them up, and
I'm
the
not gonna
shade
lie.
there.
I think that little scenelet was probably the best, performed of the whole thing. We were in stitches. We were dying as the audience because it was so
It
well
was
done.
very, very funny. And then, of course, always in musicals, Paul du Toit, who, I mean, he's brilliant in musicals, and he played the son.
The groom.
Yeah, the groom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, he was great. Very endearing. He didn't feel affected at all. I enjoyed him. Great voice. They all have great voices.
They all have great voices. Of course, I think the greatest voice
really.
belongs to, who's the lady who played
Lydia,
yes.
her helper.
The helper in the house. I mean, that
She
relationship
was-
is so funny.
It was amazing.
I mean,
I have to say that I was impressed. What the actress? Who is she? Because she really impressed me.
Soraya Carmen, no, that was Soraya.
No,
You were talking
Lydia.
about Lydia.
You're looking Lydia.
Tankiso Mamabolo.
Yes, she was exceptional in how she embodied an old, black woman who has been working in this woman's house for 2 decades. I find it very difficult for young people, to embody characters that are well beyond their years, their experience, She had a kind of fatigue and a kind of no-nonsense seriousness that was believable. A lot of the time, they're just not believable because they're too young. They don't have that reservoir of emotion and spirit, and she had that.
There was a lot of digs also. I mean, that whole opening scene where, she comes into work, but the lady of the house has got to make her tea,
Yes,
Auntie
I
Merle's
love
gotta
that.
make the tea.
And I loved how she took out the ingredients from her purse.
Yes.
Amazing.
And also the joke about, I was so surprised that you knew where the handy Andy was.
Yes.
That was hysterical.
I could tell a joke was coming, but I didn't think it would be that cutting. I liked it. It was very clever. Very clever.
Yeah, and the comedy timing again, really great between the two of them, and the rapport between the two,
Yes.
two actors, really,
Yes,
really
yes.
great. Musically, I mean, it's obviously a musical. There's lots of music, lots of songs in it.
Lots
and
of songs.
Great band, hey?
Yeah. Yes,
Really,
the band.
really tight.
You didn't notice them because they were so, impeccable. They never made mistakes. They were just so seamless in your experience that, they were
Yeah, and the
impeccable.
whole start to Act 2 with the band on stage and sort of being part of the action also really made it.
Yes,
interactive
that was
in a way.
great.
I must say, the songs, there were some songs for me that didn't quite cut it. Some of them were really great, and some of them were a little bit shallow in some ways.
Yes,
But
I
they
know
still
what you
worked.
mean. Yes. The thing is, I get this impression that this play, from watching it, just the way the jokes are told and the way the story is told, you can tell that it's almost like they tweak it as they go. So I think each kind of run they have, I would hope that they would maybe improve on some of the songs. So there were some very good songs, but like you said, there were other songs that were a little lacking. But I think that's to be expected. Writing, how many songs were there? Like 14.
There was a lot of songs in this thing.
There were so many songs.
10 in Act 1, 10 in Act 2, plus the finale.
So,
That's a lot of music.
20
songs. That's
songs.
a lot.
Yes.
And it was long, the play, as well.
I
hey?
think to expect them all to be of an exceptional quality
Each one,
is
it's a bit-
just a little unfair.
But they all worked so beautifully within the storyline.
Yeah.
They contributed
Yes,
to the
they did.
story. It
Yes,
wasn't
exactly.
like a standalone and now they're doing a song and then they're going back to the...
And they were all performed with great heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And lots of energy.
Yes,
hey?
lots of
Wow.
energy.
Things you didn't like?
Knowing the kind of person I am, you need to realize that my issues are usually with writing. I don't know why. I'm all about believability. I'm all about character. I obsess. And the only thing I had a problem with personally was the gay storyline.
Yeah.
And I mean, we discussed this, but not because it wasn't an important storyline. I mean, I liked that it wasn't a harrowing gay storyline that we're used to. Oh God, he can't come back from this. Oh, his life is over. Like, it wasn't that serious. But at the same time, it almost felt like a non-starter. Like it didn't feel like a story that needed to be told, essentially.
It didn't have depth. That's what you're saying.
Yes, it was lacking. I mean, all the other stories, yes, some of them were quite formulaic, which is commonplace in a musical because, hello. But at the same time, they had a bit of more gravitas.
Yeah.
The gay one was almost dealt with kid gloves. Like, it's like they were scared to go there. They almost made it too,
Held back a little bit
yes,
too much
a
on it.
little
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah.
So I just...
Because, I mean, it would have been nice to see him falling in love with somebody else if I don't want to give away the story. But yeah, I also agree with you. They
seeing
could
a
have done-
kind of heartbreak. Because, I think when it comes to love, if you're going to show love that a gay person feels, because of the nature of how gays are treated and the fact that we're never allowed to show our emotions, the fact that, it's a minefield. It is very difficult to love as a gay person. It's just difficult. It's made difficult. They made it look really easy. The way, fine, he just resolved his feelings in 5.6 seconds. And it was just...
But there was a line that this is a musical where things get resolved
Yes,
very quickly.
they
so-
keep reminding us, by the way, throughout, they pepper comments that, you realize this is a musical. So, suspend your disbelief or, Because all the other storylines, they had a kind of weight to them.
did,
They
yes,
made... This one was a little airy fairy light. And I'm like, do you know what gay people have gone through for you to represent this easy story? But that was just...
But it was
But I'm
affirming.
biased, so...
It was affirming also.
It was affirming.
Yeah.
It was definitely
Yeah,
affirming.
because it got a great applause there at some point.
Definitely was affirming.
Set lighting, costumes.
I really didn't have any problem with the lighting and
I like the projections though.
Yes.
It's really good. Gives
Yeah.
great atmosphere. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, sometimes it was a bit bizarre, but it worked. Like you just have thunderclouds over, the house or the bedroom, but it worked.
It worked very well. Yeah.
Sometimes I think with the choreography, I think that was the one part where they probably didn't have enough time to perfect, because I find that in any kind of production, whether you're writing a book, whether it's a play, anything, something is going to suffer. You're going to be excellent at certain things and something's going to suffer. The writing, I thought, was quite great and evolved. The performances were exceptional. The connecting was all there. But the choreography, personally, for the non-actors, for the actors, because the non-actors, I think there were 2 professional dancers, right? There was a guy and a girl with a lovely fro.
Yeah.
She was fantastic.
That was strange for me. There was quite a number of cast members who were only there for the dancing.
I think
and
they
the
were
singing.
dancers, and because you looked at the
weren't
physicality,
part of the story, really.
Yeah, they weren't
I mean,
really
they
part. There were
they could have been-
crowds and chorus people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they could have been a little bit more made of them somehow. I was.
I would have hoped that, because I watched them dance, those 2, the randos who never spoke, and they were dancers. They were dancers. You could see their physicality, and I almost wish that they would have kept the actors to kind of a minimal inclusion when it came to dance numbers, because they kind of used all the actors for the dance numbers in other people's stories. And that's where you could kind of see, oh, this person isn't a dancer. You can see. But it's okay if a person isn't a dancer, but everyone behind them is a dancer.
Yeah.
That's acceptable. That's, commonplace. So I wish maybe they'd hired more dancers so that the dancing would have been tight. Otherwise, they really just need to train the actors who are non-dancers to just, get that perfection, that precision, which is a lot of work because they're already singing and acting. So I get it. I'm no dancer myself. So.
But let's just be honest, we're nitpicking here.
Oh, yeah.
Because really it was, overall, it was
yes.
absolutely
This
enjoyable.
is like a 9.75 out of 10. This is a 0.25 where I'm just like, you could have, now we're really just
have to
being
nitpick,
bitchy now.
it was long. I mean, the first half was 75 minutes, 20-minute interval, then an 80-minute second half. But you don't realize it.
I didn't.
That was very quick. Is it over already? Is it interval already? And that is a sign of a good, solid,
tight
production. Hey?
Yes. I thought it was half an hour, and then Hendrik was just telling me, no, it was over an hour.
An hour and 15 minutes the first half.
So.
Okay, so would you recommend somebody to go and see that?
Yes. Oh my goodness, I would go again. Really, and I'm not a person who drives to Joburg to watch a play. Like, I would definitely see it again. Yes.
It was fabulous.
Please do yourself a favor.
I mean, this is the first time. I mean, I've seen people do standing ovations often in their theater, but this is the first time that I see an audience stand up en masse, all of them together, and just clapping their hearts out. And they were part of that story throughout. There was great moments throughout. But really,
you're just making me think of something. I feel as though they created a kind of rapport with us.
Oh yes, definitely.
At the
because
end,
they broke that invisible fourth wall.
They broke the fourth wall. They brought nostalgia to our faces.
It was reality, South African
reality
reality
South African that
right
we know,
there.
and we're laughing about it. So now we're friends with them. I mean, you leave there. The standing ovation isn't just a standing ovation; it's a standing ovation for family that has outdone themselves. I felt like family by the end. There was a kinship I almost felt with the performers and the characters. It was just, as South Africans, if we all had the privilege to watch it, we should, all of us. It will give us hope about this nation. I mean...
And this is that wonderful sub thing that comes out, that no matter the differences, no matter all our drama, because she comes back from England and going, this country is still terrible. And we know all the corruption and all that. But we know in our heart of hearts, we are a great people. And we have this Ubuntu humanity, this family thing going for us. And if we can capitalize on that. And that's what I found so amazing is, I'd had reality and all that, but it ultimately had heart.
Yes.
It ultimately said, we can do this. We are family, and together we can get through whatever shit. We must just sing and dance and be as South African as we can
so
possibly
much heart.
be.
It showed South Africans at their best. That's what I liked about
wonderful,
it.
Hey?
We were, yes. That's all I have to say. Yes.
Yes.
That's my review. Yes.
Yes, and yes.
Yeah.
Musi, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
So, Auntie Merle, the musical, is on at the Joburg Theatre in the Mandela. It's on for the whole month of February until early March. You can get your tickets, go to the website, joburgtheatre.com. And really, as we said, yes, you have to go and see it and enjoy it. It is an absolute delight. I'm Hendrik Musi.